You know, I thought I made a video exactly about this. U.S. households are adopting ad-supported streaming services at a faster rate. CTV households streaming ad-supported streaming services reached 83.7 million, a 17% increase from 2021-23, while households streaming non-ad-supported services reached 81 million, a 9% increase. Well, I can tell you why. Remember when I said that television used to be ad-supported TV? It was free. Everyone had an antenna on their roof with a box where you'd go and turn your antenna, right? It was free. It was ad-supported. That was a weird buzz. Ad-supported TV. Strange that people don't understand that when you have a nine or $10 service that gives you television, or a free ad-supported service that gives you television, is exactly what we had. There's no some miracle fucking situation that's shown up. Television, and when I grew up, was always ad-supported TV. Then HBO came along, and streaming services, everything. I mean, it was called HBO. It wasn't called anything other than that. It was either broadcast television or HBO. And you needed a cable box for that. Okay? Slowly but surely, you ended up with HBO on a box that was now producing your television programs. Well, let's get rid of analog TV signals. We'll convert over to digital signals, okay? And that should have been it. The government should have moved in with repeaters that would aid in the digital broadcast turnover so that people could have commercial supported television. Okay? Anyone that wants to join in to the federally, broadcasted television service they had nothing to do with the content. They only supported with repeaters and towers that gave us a clean digital signal. And if you wanted to put your signal in there for free, you can do it for free. It's what we pay fucking taxes for. Instead, what we ended up with, which is now failing miserably, was cable television that wanted to charge you $150 a fucking month for 90 channels you're not going to watch, okay? That was still supported by ads. So not only were you watching ads, but you had to pay for the privilege of watching fucking ads to get your clean digital signal. And that, in a nutshell, is why it happened. The clean signal. I can remember trying to watch football games over the air. Even ones that came from my cable service had 3 pictures all overlaid one another, and it looked at all ghosty looking and fucking terrible because I was getting reflected signals, and this is the whole reason we had to switch to digital from analog. Well, it solved one problem, but it created another, okay? And that was Americans being taken advantage of again by a fucking system, okay, that was owned by us. We allowed them to purchase bandwidth so that they could produce high quality television to us. That all went away to a paid service, okay? Because in order to get that clean signal into your home with cable, it wasn't about anything except there was no interference. There was no ghosting. There was no, snow. There was no, none of the things you had to put up with an aerial, okay? You didn't have to move your antenna, nothing. The problem came is when the greed and the avarice started. DirecTV, the original satellite, was a la carte. You paid $1 for every channel you wanted to receive. And they found out that, they're only getting $15 a month from everybody because people don't need or want more than 15 channels. Okay? The content is repeated incessantly from channel to channel to channel to channel to channel nowadays, okay? Back then, you could pick out 15 channels that you were going to watch, and you paid $15 a month on your satellite bill, and they all went, well, fuck that. We are going to force them to buy 200 channels they're never going to watch, and the government let them do it. Your congressmen, your senators, your representatives, we're all in on the fucking take, okay? And so when I read something about digital video is accelerating its growth, okay, because households are adopting ad-supported streaming services, you're still paying, but you're not paying as much, okay? You've got a from $19 down to free, and you're getting that same clean signal, right? But you have to watch commercials in return. It's exactly how it was when I grew up. This is why DirecTV and Comcast and these people are failing. People don't want to watch ads. Literally, I mean, it's so bad that I can no longer use my DirecTV box at all. I can't tell you when I went into the TV schedule to look for something to watch. Okay? I only use their video recorder. That is it, because of the way it functions, where I can add as much time as I want to a show that I'm watching. I don't miss the end of Formula One. I don't miss the end of football games because they've decided to switch over to something else. Football's kind of got a little handhold where they won't switch away from games anymore, okay? But Formula One can be delayed for hours because of weather or numerous red flag incidents, okay? In which case, a majority of people who don't have a video recorder like mine will miss the end of the race. Now they can go online on YouTube and watch the highlights if they want, which is what I resort to sometimes. The point is that we shouldn't have to pay for television. And the streaming services know that. They know that we're fucking tired of not just having to watch commercials, but having to pay to watch commercials. And I'm talking about fucking commercials. I am talking about a minimum. I have this on my remote control here. Oh, I hurt my back really bad this morning. I have a 30-second advance button. And I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The commercials flash by, and now I'm watching my show again. And then I get basically 14 minutes of programming, between 11 and 14 minutes of programming, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do that 12 to 14 times for an hour-long show. I'm watching a majority fucking commercials. At least half the programming is fucking ads. Now, why should I pay a cable company an exorbitant fucking $90 to $140 a month, depending on the package, for the privilege of watching that many fucking commercials? For me, there is no mystery here. They're talking like this is a mystery of why U.S. households are adopting ad-supported streaming services. For me, it's just it just makes every bit of sense, right? And let's hope that this continues to increase. Now, unfortunately, what you're seeing lately is what? All these streaming services eliminating their free ad-supported programming. See? Because they understand we're not going anywhere. If we have to watch commercials, okay, then we don't expect to have to pay for that fucking signal. And they've all started to understand that's what the American public wants, especially in my age group. That's it. That's what they want. That appeals to them. Why should I have to pay to watch fucking commercials? When the original programming that we all received, okay, that was broadcast by stations, made all of their money on the commercials. And then they got greedy also. Well, if I'm going to make money to this service, it's going to stream me, right? Over their cable programming. The problem has always been greed. It's always greed. It's always comes down to fucking money, okay? The streaming services will eliminate all of the ad-supported avenues that you have to proceed down. They will. Plain and simple, okay? Greed will always win out. Unfortunately, it will always win out. There are no exceptions, okay? Greed always wins out. They will eliminate commercial-free programming on streaming services. They will. There will be no option to have the ad-supported. It just won't be an option. And you see it happening right now. And they're going to run through the same thing. They're going to start charging more and more and more. As you see, every single one of these streaming services have gone from like $9 to $19 in no fucking time whatsoever. And if you have 2 or 3 of them, you're starting to get to a point where cable service starts to look pretty fucking good. Especially if you have a digital video recorder like I have, okay, that functions the way I am. I don't watch commercials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll pick up my news app, I'll read an article or two, and I go back and there's my program. It takes 15 seconds for me to run through 11 commercials or less, okay? I do see them removing every single one of these. But you see the rapid increase. 83.7 million people used ad-supported streaming services. They don't want that. They want those 83 million people paying.